Good morning, afternoon, or evening, classmates, whenever you're watching this. I present to you my Pathfinder, which is based around career services, which is, I feel, a very important aspect of both academic libraries, or universities in general, and public libraries as well. And what I really liked about, doing a career services Pathfinder is that it seems to me like something that would be perfect for a Pathfinder. Whether or not you have like a career services department, which is something that in my Pathfinder I kind of imagined a public library as noted as the Public Library of Kansas, or PLK, to have kind of a career services division to help members of the public seeking career advice. But this is really kind of also applicable to a university that would have like a traditional career services center like KU, or some of the community colleges like Johnson County or KCK. So one of the things about the career services Pathfinder I created is up here, the thought experiment, which is actually a writing exercise that I had from a creative writing class I took, which I really loved. And basically what it is you take about 3 minutes, a short amount of time, to write a 3-lined obituary for yourself. And what I really like about this experiment and activity is that it forces the person to think about how they want to be remembered, and what they truly want out of life. And it's why it's supposed to be something short. It's supposed to be 3-lined, and you don't get a long amount of time to do it, because it's supposed to basically boil you down to what do you truly honestly want to be remembered for. And one of the things I think this really works for career services is by doing that, it makes you think about, it puts you in that frame of mind of what do you truly want to do with your life. And so I start out with this thought experiment of writing your obituary, and then have you think about it for an hour to maybe as long as a day. But think about how do you want to go about achieving that end goal, achieving that what you want to be remembered for. And it's actually something that I used when I was trying to figure my way through a career and what do I really truly want to do. And it ultimately led me to this program that we're in now. So I really love it. It's something that I think, even though it's a writing exercise, I think it's really a useful tool for career services, and so that's why I added it here. But in imagining kind of a career services center, I thought of what services would you offer, and having a career counselor or even like a librarian that could help in resume building or creating cover letters. Maybe if you have a large enough staff, be able to give practice interviews, or even if you have the funding like KU or Johnson County does, to have like career tests, tests that you can take that have the general questions of do you want to work outside, strongly agree, disagree, stuff like that, that really after a while kind of sorts your personality type into here, gives you kind of an example of what kind of careers that you would want to have. Also working within a library, there's books about careers. I imagine in this career services center having its own shelf of basically pulling career books out of the system, which would be organized in Dewey if it's a public library, or Library of Congress if it's an academic, and kind of having its own little section that allows people to kind of come in and go straight to these career books. I know working in the KCK public school system, many of the school libraries actually already do this. They pull out career books and have specific sections. I also have an example of basically websites. Looking for like a job, not necessarily like a career, but like a job that if you need one, Monster.com or Career Builder or Indeed. But also to remember to look at individual organizations' websites, and it's something that I think a lot of people forget about. Most websites, particularly for large businesses, will have at the very bottom, or in like a bar, jobs or career opportunities, where they post openings, and so a lot of people know about Monster and Career Builder and Indeed, but then sometimes usually forget about the the career opportunities in an individual organization, and this is something that I've also used and encouraged friends of mine to do, is to think about the obituary kind of uh, experiment activity, but then also start thinking about, okay, what organization would you want to see yourself working for, and then going to that organization and finding where the careers are. I know for me, when I was looking, I had, I did the Monster.com, the Career Builder, the Indeed thing, but most of what I did was apply through actual websites and through organizations. Um, then obviously, if you have a career, if you're lucky enough to have a career counselor or like a career librarian, you could have one-on-one interviews where people kind of in a career center, you know, talk with people and really get to know them and help them through the process of finding a career. Um, and then also, I've added this, thinking about continuing your education. A lot of people, may go through all of this, have a career in mind, but then realize, oh wait, I need X, Y, and Z. I need the undergrad, the master's program. Uh, so it would also kind of offer you, like this kind of career services center would offer you help with finding the resources for going back to school if you haven't been back in a while. Which, as you see under the links, I list the FAFSA, College Navigator, on in ces.ed.gov. So just basic links, links to universities in the area, and obviously as a Pathfinder, you would fit this to your community where you're at. So that can always change. And also, I didn't do it here. Well, actually, I did. Boom, it takes you straight to the website, so that you don't have to. You can print this off. You can have this as a handout. You can hand it out to people, but then, online it'll be able to link to KU's website. Or any website that you put on here. So then it allows people to access it remotely online. So if they're looking up, if you use this as kind of a package deal where you have other resources on like a website, it allows you to go to the FAFSA and fill it out all there, and you can have with this Pathfinder. If you want to include more pages, you could have pages on filling out your FAFSA and taking step by step how to sign up for the FAFSA, how to fill it out and take screenshots. You can show people how to upload a resume to Monster and kind of explain how Monster and Career Builder or Indeed work, and that you put your resume up there, and then people comb through it and email you back, or don't email you back, as some of us might have experienced. But yeah, and then down here, I have just kind of the Public Library of Kansas, but a potential phone number and address. Obviously, those are both fake. Website that, let's see if it takes you anywhere. Nope, it doesn't, because it doesn't exist. But, slogan, some pictures of successful people, thumbs up, or kind of sign postage, which, it's kind of weird. You type career services into Google Images, and you just get a lot of pictures of signage of like highway signs with like, find your career today. But all in all, this is my Pathfinder, and what I really, I think that this could also be used as just kind of a starting point to really creating like a web page-esque Pathfinder that, would be able to maybe be a little booklet at like on a desk somewhere. You could even have a way to link this to maybe some sort of chat interaction, like Ask a Librarian, where you could have like a reference librarian that could answer career services questions remotely. Um, but yeah, this could just kind of be a starting point to um, branching off and kind of creating some sort of career services in a library. So this is my Pathfinder.